Have you ever had that urge to book a trip? It's not even necessarily the price point that's holding you back. It's the guilt. Guilt coming at you from two different parts. One, hey, you're not supposed to be happy. You just lost your person. Is it even right for you to be happy and do things that feel good? And then the other one is, what will people think if you take a trip or you're smiling? Are they gonna think that you're over it? So let me ask you a question, and I want you to really actually sit and think about this for a second. What if you could take a trip without any of the guilt associated with it? What if you could do it in a way that's really financially responsible? It's not you being reckless with the money that you have. It's you knowing a system so that you can have things in place that when you need to get away, you have a mechanism to do it in a way that doesn't make you feel guilty. Because the reality is you're still here and you have a life to live, even after you've gone through this thing that is impossible. It's not you treating yourself with money you don't have. It's using a simple framework to use the money you're already spending, gas, groceries, bills, maybe some activities, to fund the travel in the background. Because when you know you're acting in a financially responsible way, there is nothing to feel guilty about. And that's what I want for you. By the end of this video, I just want you to make one small change that's gonna make a massive difference for you in this. If you want a simple checklist so you can kind of follow along as the video goes, I've linked it for you down below. It's just my first 5 steps so that you can start this in a simple way and you know exactly what to do. So grab that before we move on. All you're gonna do is you're gonna reroute your expenses through one credit card instead of your debit card, and then you're gonna pay it off in full every month. That's it. It's actually really that simple. There is a lot of noise in the points and miles space telling you you have to listen to all these different rules. You don't, and you don't have to become a points person overnight to make a huge difference. Now, I want to give you a little bit of context because I am not somebody who has always been excellent with finances. Actually, my late husband and I went in and out of debt many times. We were not the poster children for good credit or great finances. We even took Dave Ramsey's course and really believed that credit cards were bad because we were terrible at using them. And I understand why people feel that way, because if you don't use them properly and you carry a balance on a card, it can get dangerous really fast. Which is actually why they even have the system in place, because banks know some people are bad at this and they're gonna make a lot of money off of them, but not you. You're gonna do this in the responsible way. You will pay off your card in full every month so that you can actually reap free rewards. Okay, so let's get into it. So the first step is to apply for a credit card. I'm gonna pause you for 1 second. I know some of you might be thinking, I just lost my husband. I cannot afford the financial risk of having a credit card. The only actual risk in having a credit card is if you carry a balance. If you outspend your means, then yes, it is risky and you shouldn't engage in this hobby. I'll just say that now. If you are not fully confident in yourself that you can pay off the balance in full automatically every month, then you're right. Maybe just pause this video and check out some of my other content. But if you learn how to use the credit card just like a debit card, there really is no risk involved, which is such good news. So when you're ready, I recommend starting with a card that's a great beginner starter card. And what I mean by that is that it has a low annual fee. It gives you a nice bang for your buck, so you get a good amount of points. It has a system that's simple to use and it's not overcomplicated. Generally, I find there are 2 excellent options for this. So the number 1 card I actually recommend for everybody to start with is the Chase Sapphire Preferred card. I could run down all of the pros and perks of this card, but they do change slightly from time to time. So instead of doing that, I'm just gonna tell you why I think it's great. It usually has a very low annual fee, under $100. It's gonna give you a sign-up bonus or a lump sum of points after you spend a totally reasonable amount of money over the course of usually 3 months. Usually you only need to spend like $1,300 or $1,600 a month in order to earn these sign-up bonuses, which in today's economy is actually pretty reasonable. This is an excellent system to earn points in. There's a lot of flexibility. They give you the option of booking travel right through their portal, and they have transfer partners. That is something we'll talk about another time. It's not for this video, but it's just a good place to be and a great starter card. The other great starter card that I have historically loved is the Capital One Venture X card, and that's because that card has some really nice perks like international airport lounge access. It gives you a travel credit of $300 to use in their travel portal, which is just a way to book travel. Several other perks like global entry, TSA pre-check, and a reasonable minimum spend for usually a pretty good amount of points. So between these 2 cards, if I were you, I would choose one. Most likely just choose Sapphire Preferred. If you were looking for me to tell you what to do, just start with that one. I will link both of those cards below, and just so you know, if you use one of those links, that supports the work that I do and the content that I offer for free at no additional cost to you, so I would super appreciate you doing that. So if you've never done this before, your goal for step number 1 is simple. It's choose one of those 2 cards, and then we move on from there. By the way, if you're listening and you would like to have a step checklist to go through as I'm talking you through this, you can grab my guide, 5 Steps to Free Affordable Travel After Loss. It's linked below, and you can print it out and follow along as I'm talking through it. That way you will know exactly what to do once the video is over. Step 2 is to stay organized with Travel Freely. Travel Freely is my number 1 favorite thing when it comes to this hobby, and that's because it is actually totally free. You know how when things say they're free and then they ask you for some subscription or they give you a free trial? No. This isn't like that. This is actually free. A great guy and his wife created this so that you could keep your travel cards organized, and it is wonderful. They don't ask for any personal information. All you do is you enter in the card that you've applied for and got approved for, the date you did it, and it is going to keep track of that. Now, right now, that might not seem important because you're thinking probably, I just have 1 credit card, what do I need to organize? But in the long run, you might find that the perks of this hobby are so great that you might be interested in getting a second card. And that's not something you have to worry about now. Right now, we're keeping it simple, but you do want to start the right way in case you're interested in growing. I have included the link for Travel Freely down below. You can sign up for Travel Freely there and input the card that you apply for. Okay, number 3, and this is critically important, is to set your card to autopay. You're doing this so that there is no part of you that feels like you can just put a little extra on the card and pay it off later. The card is going to pay off in full at the end of the month, no matter how much money you put on it. So that is important so that you're not carrying a balance. Again, this is critical because while I want you to travel and get the perks of this hobby, I also want you to be financially stable. We don't want anybody going into any sort of credit spiral here. You don't need that, and I am not recommending that. Let me just show you on Chase's website how this is going to look. Once you log into your Chase website, you're going to click on your Chase Sapphire Preferred card right here, and that is going to bring you to the card itself. Now you can see my automatic payments are already on, but this is the area where you'll find the ability to turn yours on as well. So I can go to detail, and let's click edit just so you can see what I'm talking about here. I'm going to link an account. I can either try linking through their system if it will actually link to my bank, or link an external account manually. But once I have my bank account actually linked, then I'm going to make sure I have that selected here. And then I'm going to go to the payment amount section, and I'm going to make sure that I have selected statement balance. If I pay the minimum, that's not going to cover the entire amount of what I owe on the card each month. That is just a small amount the bank requires. So do not do that. And you don't want to do a fixed amount because most likely you don't know exactly how much you're going to spend every month. So you're going to select statement balance, and that is going to make sure it brings your card down to 0 at the end of each statement. You click that you have read and agree, and then you're going to click yes or set up or update or whatever it says here to make sure that you have your automatic payments set up. And then you'll get a little confirmation window with that green check that shows you that you did it properly. It is that simple. Now that you have your card set up to pay off the balance in full every month, one other thing that I do just sort of for my own peace of mind is I check it periodically and I just pay the balance that's on there. It's good for your credit to do that. It's not totally necessary, but I like to see how much I'm spending anyway, how many points I'm accumulating. If I happen to be in the bank portal, I just pay the card off at the time. Step number 4 is where you actually start using the card. So you're going to put the card in your wallet, you're going to add it to your digital wallet or your Apple Pay or Google Pay, and start using it for your everyday expenses. If your card in your wallet is enough to hit that minimum spend, you don't need to switch over all your auto pays to the new card. That being said, if you want to route some of your regular expenses to the new card, then you can also put some of those on the new card. Just keep track of your spending in the first few months to make sure that you're hitting your minimum spend and don't overspend. This is just a little reminder that this is not an encouragement to spend extra money to earn travel points, right? You're just using this card for your regular expenses in the same exact way you would have with your debit card. We're not grief shopping or doing anything like that. You're just using the card like normal. And then the final step is step 5, and this is the fun part. This is when you actually get to use your points to book some travel. There are lots of ways to do this, and as you earn points, you will slowly learn as you go different ways to go about it. But the most simple way, and the way that you can just think about it right now, is book things through the travel portal. It might not be the very best value, but that's okay. You can just get a win, get a free flight, get some free hotels, do something that's going to help you to realize the way this hobby is benefiting you, you will learn more from there. And I'm going to teach you more anyway. So just make sure that you've subscribed so that you can learn some of the other ways to transfer out and use your points. So those are the steps. What this looks like long-term is just kind of doing this every 90 days or so. Now that might sound aggressive. You don't need a new credit card every 3 months. But if you're interested in traveling for free, the system does work so that you can do that, and you can just repeat these steps every 90 days. If you want to take it a little slower, get your feet under you, that's okay. You can get one card now, and then once you're feeling ready or prompted to do it again, try it again. Just follow the same exact 5 steps on repeat. I just want to pause and speak to the emotional piece for just a second, because I know that travel as a widow can feel emotional and maybe guilt-provoking, like I had talked about earlier. It might feel like you're choosing fun over responsibility, and you might be worried about what other people are thinking. But travel done wisely can be part of rebuilding, and it is such a good and powerful way to prove to yourself that you are capable and feel empowered that you can do things that are hard. I know it's not necessarily going to be easy to travel without your person, and there's a lot that goes into that and a lot of emotions. So please know that I recognize that this is hard. But I also want to remind you, like you already know, obviously, life is short and travel is a beautiful opportunity that we have, and I just want to give you a mechanism to be able to do it in a way that feels good. Remember, if you want the exact checklist of what we talked about today, you can grab it below so that you're not guessing, or you don't have to watch this video 5 times. You can just make your way right through that checklist as you apply for your first card and get started on your points and miles journey. I'm really excited for you. Would love to hear which card you decide upon in the comments. I will see you next time.